If you have ever created a timetable and stopped following it after 3 days, this video is for you. Today I'll show you how to create a realistic study timetable that actually works, especially if you're preparing for JAMB. Most students fail not because they are lazy, but because their timetable is unrealistic. Too many hours, too many subjects, no rest. A realistic timetable is not about studying all day, but studying things you actually need to study. Alright, let's get into the video immediately. The first step is to know your subject and weak areas. Before writing any timetable, list all your subjects, then be honest with yourself. Which ones are your weak points? Those subjects will get more time, not equal time. I hope you understand. So you have to list your subjects down and know the ones that you like, the ones you get more often, and the ones you don't really get. So those ones will get more time than others. But there's something I want to say. When I went through the JAMB syllabus, when I wrote them down, I realized that the ones with the highest number of topics is physics. So you also will know how to place those ones so that you might be able to finish the syllabus. Alright, if you are offering maths, biology, chemistry and physics is your weakest, it must appear more frequently. So if you're also struggling with physics, it will get more time in your timetable. Step 2 is to decide your daily study capacity. It helps to prevent over planning. This is where most students lie to themselves. Ask yourself, how many hours can I realistically study daily? What I'll do in the timetable I'll show you is to study in the morning, afternoon and night. Most times afternoon will be for rest, and it depends on what works for you. If I show you how I do my own, you can also do it for yourself. You can also structure it in the way you want, the way that's convenient for you. If you're going to school, you know the way to do it. Do you understand? So I'll show you how to structure your timetable, how to use your syllabus to structure your timetable to fit in what you can do, but you have to stretch yourself a little because there are a lot in the syllabus, you have to cover them. So if you've not started studying, you will stretch yourself a little more than people that have started studying with the syllabus. Step 3 is to structure the week from Monday to Sunday. You have to write down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sundays will mostly be to answer CBT questions using the CBT apps to test yourself. What I'm going to do, or what I will advise you to do, is even if you've not studied all the subjects you have to study, just be doing the CBT app every Sunday, so that there's some questions that you see, maybe you don't know them, but you just see them. It will help you to track your growth, and when you now read them, you see if you're getting them. It also help you to flow more and see the type of question that being asked when you start reading that topic. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Alright, I hope and pray you do understand. So you write Monday to Sunday and then place the topics you have to study from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I urge you to use Sunday for revisions and doing practice. So when you are placing your subjects in throughout the week, break them into topics, not just names. Make it actionable. Don't just write biology. You must use your syllabus to structure and create your timetable. Take note of this, very important. Your syllabus is your guide here. Don't just write biology, don't just write chemistry. Write one of the topics you find in the syllabus under biology. A timetable that just says biology is incomplete. You must break it into topics from your syllabus. Example, instead of writing biology, as I've said earlier, you can write living organisms, you can write varieties of organisms. So when you finish a topic, tick it in your syllabus, in your list of the syllabus you've written down. That builds motivation. You see the ones you've read and the ones you're yet to read. Step 5 is to add revision and past questions. Your timetable is incomplete without revision and past questions. You have to revise using the past questions. Alright, using the CBT app that, like I mentioned earlier. Studying without revision is like pouring water into a basket. You don't even know if you learn this one. You don't even know if. Do you understand? So at the end of the week, you have to revise the things you've done by answering past questions. I think that's a better way to put it. We use the Prep 50 so that in any topic you read, you will answer the questions that have been asked under it. My friends, please, this is very important. For every topic you read, you go to the past question, check for the topic and answer the questions. If you cannot really understand it, you can go through the topic you've read and see why you failed it and then try to understand it better. I hope you understand. So please, these are very important. Don't make the mistake of just writing timetable. Today I'll study chemistry, today I'll study maths, today I'll study biology, today I'll study physics. It will not help you. It will not really work. It will not really work. So you have to write down your syllabus, write down everything, write down all the syllabus from all the subjects you are taking, and then start structuring them in the days of the week you've written down. So this is the first part of this video. This is theory part. I'm going to now show you how to structure a realistic timetable. So watch the video to the end if you want to see it. Let me quickly tell you mistakes that will ruin your timetable. Number 1, no break time. You will not even rest. Please rest too, so that you don't burn out. Number 2, studying when you're tired. Like I said earlier, you might be tired, but you have to push on. If you've not started studying, you might have to stretch yourself a little bit. But if you see that you cannot go further, please rest. Is that you're resting or you're studying? Don't use your phone to rest. Don't scroll through your phone to rest. Please, so that you not get burnt out easily and to not drain your motivation, because using your phone to distract yourself when you're even reading will drain your motivation to read. So please, this period you have to work hard. You have to put in the work, because after your JAMB you still have some other times to do other things that you want to do. Please. The next one is copying another person's timetable. You have to do your own. Don't worry, I'll teach you how to do your own. The next one is not reviewing weekly. Every week you have to see, maybe you've set a goal, these are the topics I want to read. At the end of the week, you check if you did it. If you did not do it, then the remaining time, you have to structure it back and put those topics you did not study, so that you'll be able to cover all the topics. Please, this period you have to stretch yourself a little bit, because when I was looking at the syllabus and making the timetable, I saw that there are a lot of topics, especially physics. But I pray God will help you to be able to do this, because after the exam and you pass, you'll be very happy, and be happy you won't put in the work. Do you understand? The key here to cover your syllabus is to stay consistent and adjust yourself as you go. As you go, you see things that are working for you and things that are not working for you, and then stick with things that are working for you, and make sure that thing that is working for you will help you to cover your syllabus as much as possible. Please, if you're not able to cover your syllabus, what you do is to, as you're reading, don't be answering past questions. Use your per 50, and in a particular topic that you need cover, answer all the questions, and just be answering the questions. Do CBT apps. Make sure you have an idea of the topic. Maybe you will not read the whole thing, but have an idea to a very reasonable extent of the topic. So please, if you cannot finish everything, my friends, don't overstretch yourself. Just do past question under that topic. Read it. There's something I want to tell you, please. This is very important, so listen very well. If you're not able to cover all the topics, you can snap the pages of your textbook, put it in AI. DeepSeek is one of the AI. I've made a video on this, so I'm going to put a link on the description. Check out the video to see how you can use the pages of your textbook to generate questions that can be asked in your exams. If it's something like biology, to help you grading, you see how it will generate questions for you that you might even see in your exam. So if you're not able to cover all the topics, you can snap the pages of that topic in your textbook and put it in AI and tell it to generate all possible questions from that topic that you snapped. It will also help you if you use your past question, if you use AI, if you use your CBT apps past questions to test yourself as if you're in the exam hall. It will help you. So I'm going to put the video on how to do this very well, so I see it more, because I explained this more there. I'll put the link in the description, so go check it out. Please check it out, though it will help you. So let us start. Here is the syllabus for English, chemistry, physics, biology. English, chemistry, physics, biology, and maths. But I'll just be making the timetable in English, physics, biology, and chemistry. So the first step is to write down the syllabus. As you can see, as I've done, write down the syllabus. It's take you like 15 to 20 minutes to write them down. Like I said, can you see how long this physics syllabus is? Just see how long it is. Chemistry is not that long, but it has many things under each topic. Then see chemistry. Chemistry is long as well, but physics is the longest. But they are just short topics. So let's just start immediately. So I'm going to do it here. So the first thing that we're going to do is to write down the topics that we are doing. So let me put the book this way. So biology, chemistry, physics, and English. So this is it. So if you are having problems in biology, it will appear in more days. If you're having chemistry, it will appear in more days. So the next thing is to write down Monday to Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we're going to write morning, afternoon, night here. So morning, afternoon, night, and read it. So you have to structure the timetable in the way that will work for you. I hope you understand. Structure it in the way that will work for you. So this will be week 1. Week 1 timetable. So then rule this one. Rule this one as well. Let me just rule it down so that the timetable will look very neat. Oh, could have left here, so let me amend it. I intentionally left here because Sunday is for revision and CBT practice. So I want to bring another phone to snap it so that I'll not be going back and forth. So if you want to write your own, let the place you're writing be different from where you're writing your timetable so that it will be easy for you. So as you're looking here, you'll be writing, it will not be really convenient. So write it differently. But if you can get access to another phone to snap it and then write it, so just use the one that works for you. Alright, so let's start immediately. So just watch how I'm going to do this. So if physics is your weak area, you can write physics Monday, physics Wednesday, maybe just write it here. Physics Wednesday, physics Friday. It will come out 4 times. You can also read physics on Sunday because in the syllabus physics is plenty. So we're going to write physics on Sunday. But you not read much on Sunday. So here we write physics, we write CBT practice. So can you see it? Now we're going to write the topics on physics before we write. And okay, let's write the topics first, another subject first. So write chemistry. Chemistry will come out 3 times depending on how you want it. So we're going to write chemistry 3 times. So write chemistry here, write chemistry here, maybe chemistry here, and then chemistry here. We have written chemistry. Next thing is English. So write English here, English here. See Saturday, English on Saturday. Then write biology, biology here, biology here, biology here. So physics came out 4 times, biology came out 3 times, English came out 3 times as well, and chemistry came out 3 times. So you can see how it works. So if English is the one you want more, you can place it more. If biology is the one you want more, you can place it more. So when you are doing the timetable, don't just place subjects that are doing more. Maybe in some weeks you might place another one more, depending on what you want and what you think will work for you. Let's write the topic for physics. So here you can say that the topic for physics is measurements and units. These 2 I wrote is that you read it 2 times because the topic is quite bulky, so you can read it 2 times, break it into 2 sessions. So I'm going to write here measurement and unit 1.0. This 1.0 means that is the first part. So we'll come here and write measurement and unit 2.0. This is the second part we are reading. So we're going to include past question. You are going to answer the past question under this topic in your prep 50 or in any past question that using that divided the questions into topics. So here you might also use past question, maybe the part of the past question that you've read here at the day you read here. So write plus past question. So PQ is past question in this timetable. So the next thing is scalars and vectors. So write here scalars and vectors. So as you're writing it, you can be ticking it off here that you've written it. Then when you read it, you tick it off this side. I hope you understand. Yeah. We have done physics. So now in the afternoon, maybe you can watch videos on scalars and vectors. Maybe YouTube. If you subscribe for iClass, like I said in my previous video, you can also watch any video that you see on scalars and vector. You can also solve past question on scalars. So we write here plus PQ, that is past question. So we didn't draw a line here, so let me just write here. So you can watch videos on YouTube on physics, scalars and vectors. You can use iClass. You can also watch videos on past question on physics, so I start getting used to questions. So this is how you structure your timetable, so I'll be able to learn many things. You're able to learn a lot of things. So we also write rest. You have to rest because you are still going to read chemistry in the night. So right now in the afternoon, okay, let's now feel for chemistry. So if you see here, separation of mixtures and purification, we write it here. Separation of mixtures and purification. Then now write plus PQ, don't forget. Then here, where is the next chemistry? Here you write chemical combination plus PQ. Then the next one is kinetic theory of matter and gas laws. So what we're going to write first is kinetic theory. In the next one, you now read gas laws. So kinetic theory plus past question. Answer the questions under it in your past question. So we've written for chemistry. We'll now tick it. Tick it here. You've written this, you've written this, you've also written this. So now what we're going to write next is biology. So this is biology. It was divided into two sections in your syllabus. The first section is variety of organisms. The second section is forms and functions. The third section is ecology, and the fourth section is heredity and variations. So it had 4 sections in your syllabus. So we are going to start from the first one, which is living organisms. This is living organisms. So write living organisms plus past question. So here you see evolution among Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, animalia. So what we are going to do on when we are going to read biology here, you read Monera, Protista and fungi. Next day you now read plantae and animalia. Or because you have chemistry here, you might just read Monera and Protista. Then next time you might read fungi, plantae and animalia. So you have to buckle your belt because you have a lot to read. So Monera, Protista plus past question. Answer the questions under it after reading. So here you might do questions in biology, past questions, so plus rest. Hope you understand. So here, where did we do chemistry next? So here we are going to do questions in past questions in chemistry. You might decide to use YouTube to watch videos. You might decide to use CBT. You might decide, maybe I'll just write YouTube, CBT, book, past question. You might use book past question to do past question. Just do it plus rest. You can do like 1 hour, you now rest for afternoon. Then in the night you read another thing. So what we have next is here. Here you have to also do past questions in physics plus rest. Don't forget your rest too, so you don't burn out. So now in the afternoon here you have to read Lekki Headmaster. So you have to read Lekki Headmaster. Like every day, you read like 5 pages, or maybe here read 5 pages or 10 pages, and after, or you read one chapter. After each chapter, answer the question that is in per 50 from that chapter, so that you know if you know what you read, and if you make mistakes, do revision and know why you failed it, and don't fail it again. So here, you know, in English we have comprehension and summary, novel, lessons and structure, oral forms. So you can use your A to Z in English to read these things, how to do them. So you can read them, but most important thing you have to be doing is first question on these topics. Answer as many questions as possible, and so that I can get used to it. So now we say answer 3 years in comprehension and summary. So here, answer questions in per 50. You see questions on lessons and structure. Yeah. Read Lekki Headmaster. And here you now say answer questions on oral form, or you watch videos on oral form. Maybe as you watch videos, you will be learning the oral forms more. Use your dictionary, use videos, it will help you so much. So now, to not write biology here, what will be here? What you read? See what we read last year. What we read here is plantae is fungi, plantae and animalia plus PQ. So maybe your own timetable, space it small so that you will not be, this will not look very clustered to you. So for physics on Sunday, the last physics we wrote is scalar and vector. So for physics on Sunday, you start reading motion. You see, motion is long, so you start reading motion. You read like 5 pages in motion. You go to your textbook, motion 1.0. That means the first section of motion. If you count how many pages the topic in motion is, you will then, if it's 10 pages, you read 5 pages. Do you understand? So at the next time, you read the remaining 5 pages. So now, this is for Sunday. Physics and CBT practice. You may do the CBT practice once and see what you got. See how much time you spent. If you use test relay to show you how much time you spent, what you did, how much time in each question, I think maybe, then your total score. Just do 1 year so that you use it and rest, plus rest. Use it and prepare for the next week. So you write week 2 and continue this thing I did. In week 2, you might write, let me show you an example. I just want to show you how to do 1 week so that you do the remaining week. If you have any question, please tell me, please ask me in the comments. I'll be there to answer your questions. So for example, this is your week 2. For example, this is your week 2. You might continue from the down part to write for week 2. For example, here we have English and biology. You might write English, biology. Here you might write physics and chem. Physics, chem. You reshuffle it here. Biology, chem. Biology, chem. Here physics, biology. Physics, biology. Here chem, English. Chem, English. Here physics, English. Physics, English. You also write physics here. And then CBT practice, rest. So you then place the subject again. You start from English. Where do we stop in English? Oral form. You can continue by reading Lekki Headmaster, continue by answering questions, continue by reading. You can say you want to read on, use A to Z JAMB use of English, like for Concord, because Concord have many roots. So you can read Concord. Just write down the things you have to do. Write down the things you have to do in English, like here. Read how to do comprehension and summary. If you bring the JAMB, I checked for the JAMB A to Z in my siblings shelf. I didn't see it, so if I see it, I will look through it again. Oral, lexis and structure, they will give you rules, how to know how to answer the questions. Here Concord is under lexis and structure, so just learn the rules and then do past questions. In English, do as many past questions as possible. When you are working, when you are reading, if you see a new word, search it. If you see a new word, because words are very important for English, for your antonyms and synonyms and all of that. So here in biology, we stopped here. Plantae and Malay and plus past question. You can come here in biology and do variety of organisms. That is what you read for this day, plus past question. So this is something that you come down to do. So this biology, you can do variety of organisms. Variety of organisms is structural, functional, behavioral adaptation of organism, adaptive coloration, behavioral adaptation in social animals, structural adaptations. So these are your objectives, forms and functions. So this leads me to how to use this timetable. Now, for example, on Monday, say, okay, on Monday, let me read. So what you do on Sunday night, you bring out the things you have to read on Monday. So this is very important. So for example, this is your note. You now come on Sunday night in your notes and write Monday. On Monday, you write physics. I'm going to read physics. Maybe this is your to-do list. Physics, measurement, 1.0 plus past question. So you have to be writing it down for each day. So afternoon, English, Lekki, headmaster, plus past question. Then okay, English again, past question on comprehension plus summary. So now this is what I'm going to do on Monday. You are going to plan it on Sunday night, not on Monday. It's help you to be organized. Like I said before, you have to work with your syllabus. Work with your syllabus. Don't just do anything you want. Work with your syllabus. Then measurements 1.0 plus physics or physics. You go to the syllabus and check the topics that you have to read under this measurement. Can you see it? Length, area, and mass, time. So anyone that is not in textbook, browse it. Anyone that is not in your textbook, browse about it. So this is objective. So at the end of your reading, you have to come to this objective and see if you know all these things from what you've read. If you don't know it, you browse it and know it, so that you, when you sit in the exam, you will not fail. So just bring it out. You might write this down in your notes if you can, if you have the time, or if you want to write it, or if you have the strength to write it. You can write this down, or you can use your phone or your laptop to be looking through it if you cannot write it down. But if you can write it down, you can. Please do write the topics you have to read. So as you are reading, you'll be taking it. You just be intentional about this you're studying. Objectives, you write it. Maybe it will be quite taxing to be writing all these things down, but it's important to write it down or to use it in your laptop or your phone. As you are reading, you'll be checking. Can you see? Candidates should be able to do this. Candidates should be able to do this. Use strings, meter. You might not be able to use it or see it physically, but maybe in your lab in your school, or you just know it theoretically. Do you understand? Know the degree of accuracy identified, because it may give you the vernier caliber in your exam and tell you to what is the reading of the, what is the measurement, what is reading. So you'll be able to know it from what you will read, or from the videos you will watch under it if you don't understand, or from the past questions you solve, you see how they solved it. So please make sure you read all the topics under here and the things you know after reading. Do so for other subjects when you want to read them. So for Tuesday, also write it down what you want to do on Tuesday, what you need to know on Tuesday. Here, past question, you might just say, okay, let me watch videos on YouTube. You can say, let me do CBT. So this is what's worked for you that you will do. Then on Wednesday, you write, on Tuesday night, you write what you have to do on Wednesday. Before you sleep, after reading, you write what you do on Wednesday. Wednesday night, you write what you do on Thursday. Thursday night, write what you do on Friday. Just like this, you will stay organized and you'll be able to cover your syllabus. So if you cannot cover your syllabus, please just try and read as much as possible and then start doing past questions. staying in WhatsApp groups where they are teaching you if it work for you. Read and read, remove distractions, and with all these things, God will help you and you will pass. So please, be very serious this time around. So this is week 1. You can structure week 2 based on what worked for you from week 1. So you can just do week 1 first and see how it goes, and then structure for other weeks. So if you want me to send you the PDF of this week 1 so that I can just look through it, comment timetable in the comment section. If you want me to release for other weeks where I'll spread the syllabus across weeks, send I want the timetable in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Let's draw the curtain here. I'll see you at the top by God's grace. I'm wishing you the best of lucks. Take care. If this video helped you, like the video, share it with someone preparing for JAMB, and comment timetable if you want me to drop the PDF version of today's sample timetable. A lot of people might want a ready-made timetable that already breaks the JAMB syllabus into weekly topics. I'm currently working on a PDF study timetable that will cover all the topics in the syllabus week by week in a very realistic way. Before I finalize it, I want to know if it's something you want. If you would like me to release this PDF, comment I want the timetable under this video. I'll only finish it and release it if there's real interest from you. So if you want the PDF version of the one we did today, comment timetable. If you want the one I'm preparing, you comment I want the timetable. If I don't see it, I'll just stay on my own. So it will help you a great deal to know the things you have to read each day. So please, if you're still going to school, because when I was in the timetable, I had the mind that you're at home. I didn't even remember that people are still going to school. So if I'm still going to school, the time that the teacher is not teaching in class, please maximize it. Use it, even if it's 2 hours, because I structured the timetable morning, afternoon, and night. In the morning, if you go to school, there is no teacher in the class, you can just start reading. Start reading it. If the teacher comes, the teacher goes, you continue. In the afternoon, maybe you're back, you rest. In the night, you might read for like 3 to 4 hours, depending on how long you can read. So if you're not understanding something, if you don't understand things fast, I think you are supposed to have started reading by now, maybe from last year. If not, you can still be reading, but when the time is reaching, you just start doing revision, past question, but just make sure you have a comprehensive knowledge of many of your topics. You might not read everything. Some people that not even read everything, they still pass. But it will be good for you to read everything. You can just read when the time is reaching, and as you are reading, you're using past question, so it will be going fast. So as you are reading, you are doing past question. When the times are coming, you start doing past question more often. You start using CPT apps to practice, like you're in the exam hall already. I've said it many times, but I just want to emphasize it so it enters into your ear. You just be reading, studying. So that's why I said, is that you are studying or you are resting? Don't do any other thing. Don't watch movie. Please, your time will go. Don't watch movie. Is that you're sleeping? When I was writing my own, I took a decision that I don't want anything to distract me. Is that I'm reading or I'm sleeping? Is that I'm reading or I'm resting? Do you understand? Unless I'm doing other household, it's not like I'm not doing anything, but my family helped me to do some of my work, so I was not always working like that. So I think just few things, but is that I was reading or I was resting? Many of the times. Many. It's not like I didn't do other things, but majority of my time is that I was reading or I was resting. So please do that, it will help you. January, February, March, April, you're done with your exam, you can do other things. So please, I'm begging you, if you've not started reading, please start to read. But at the time you start seeing this video, please don't waste time again, just start. I also want to invite you to something special. I'm creating a community of students who are serious about JAMB success. It's a place where you can get guidance, ask questions, and share progress with other students who are working hard just like you. Inside this community, you will get tips on staying consistent with your timetable, motivation when you feel stuck, advice on tackling tricky topics, support from other students who are actually doing well. It's not just a group to chat though, it's a place to level up together. If you want to join, I'll drop the link in the description box. Click it, join, and start connecting with other students who are serious about their JAMB preparation. This is your chance to be part of a group that actually helps you stay on track, not just scroll aimlessly on social media. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, keep studying. God will bless you. God will help you. In Jesus' name, amen. Bye.